Go ahead. Set us up for this last segment.
So this last segment is something that I call the G. Bush Kool-Aid Special.
Okay.
This is the G. Bush Absolute Kool-Aid Special. It was designed with G. Bush in mind. I know Jason hates this stuff. I know Bull hates this stuff. But I know G loves it so much that we have to do it anyway.
I don't hate this conversation.
There have been 3 guys who have taken the city of Cleveland by storm based on their performances.
Have they really?
As Bull would say, quote-unquote, meaningless games.
Yeah.
Right.
Emoni Bates did it in the Summer League. Dawand Jones was the best offensive tackle in the preseason. And DTR played so well in preseason that the Cleveland Browns traded the supposed-to-be backup quarterback to Arizona to elevate him to quarterback 2. There's 2 parts of this question. I'm going to ask this first. I'll chime back in and ask the second one. But let's start with this. Of those 3, DTR, Dawand Jones, who we wouldn't trade for Stephon Diggs, or Emoni Bates, which Cleveland rookie is the most hyped at the moment?
Well, that's not a fair question.
Or most hyped at the height of their hype?
Now, answering it that way, to me, it's Emoni Bates. Now, in the moment, it's the Browns because the only thing anybody cares about is the Browns. But Emoni Bates got way more hype than either of these guys got.
I mean, you got to think about it. In the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
Where, you know.
We were talking about it every day. We talked about Emoni Bates like 10 days in a row.
We brought Brad back in just to get some Emoni Bates love. Just to debate. They brought him back in.
Yeah, we got Brad out of mothballs.
And then he still said Carmelo Anthony. Again. He brought it back up. So, yes, Emoni Bates was hot because at that point in time, there's nothing going on. 0. And you got to look at it. Now, the competition level, at least in the NFL, right? DTR is playing for, these guys are paying for their livelihood. Like, they're playing for their lives. They're going to get cut. These guys are tackling people.
Yeah.
You could have been on another roster. They got draft picks, some veterans mixed in. Emoni Bates is playing like first and second year guys. So it's not even the same competition level. So to me, if you ask me who got DTR is most impressive because he's a quarterback.
Well, that's not the question right now.
But
the
most hype, I would probably say it's probably Emoni Bates. But Dawand Jones has some hype too, but he's a lineman. You can't have that much. I would say Emoni Bates at that point. They even won a championship.
Would Cavs fans trade Emoni Bates for Steph Curry? That's the question. Go ahead, Jason.
I hate this segment.
Who got the most hype? Let's go.
You should listen. You hate all of it. You hate all of it, so you can tell the disdain of which one.
Along.
Hype by who? Fans?
Yes.
Yes.
It's got to be Emoni Bates.
Yeah.
It has to be. DTR was actually legitimately impressive. He deserves the most hype.
Yeah.
He won a spot.
Yeah. Second team got rid of the other quarterback.
Got rid of the other quarterback because of him. And that's how good he was. Yeah, I sat here 40 hours for the trade. I'm like, hey, DTR was great. He's still your third string quarterback. Nothing's changed. And then the Cardinals called with an offer, and everything changed.
That was it, yeah.
And I got to say, I've been impressed with Dawand Jones because the talk coming out of the draft was, there's a lot of maturity issues there. And I think there still is. He hasn't proven anything yet, but he has certainly shown to this point he's willing to grow.
And he was throwing up a little bit. He was he was winded.
Yeah.
He was hurt. Think about it. They had a plan for him. He played all those snaps, which is impressive because I think that was their plan to get him in shape. They're like, no, you're just going to play a lot. But when it was OTAs and rookie camp, he was giving it up because he didn't have those rotations. He didn't nobody taking those snaps for him. So I think he's come a long way. He actually was going against guys dominating.
Yeah. I'm not ready to declare that he's arrived, but he's certainly shown more already than I thought that he would. Emoni Bates, my opinion, has not changed at all. Not at all. Not one bit.
Mikey, what's the second question now?
The second question, and at the end of this, I will give you a second option. But of those 3, DTR, Dawand Jones, Emoni Bates, who has the best chance to develop into a superstar on the field? Obviously, quarterback would get more superstar attention than an offensive tackle, but who has the best chance to develop into a superstar on the field and or on the court, depending on who you go with?
Guys, for me, this is very tough. Between Emoni Bates is not in the conversation for me. It's between the other 2 guys. Why it's tricky is DTR played 5 years of college football. He is more seasoned than the other guys, right? DTR has never had any issues off the field. There's never been a talk about maturity issues, any problems off the field. So it all makes me want to lean towards him. However, he might not get the opportunity.
That's exactly right.
And so I'm going with the big fella. He's going to get the opportunity. The Browns have gotten – he will probably play this year at some point, and he may Wally Pip whoever he ends up taking over for. I know it's an old reference. Look it up. But I think he's got them – and with his size and just – you know, he went to Ohio State for a reason. They don't bring in scrubs there. Now, guys don't always pan out.
Right.
But if this guy can get his act together, if he can grow up, there's every reason to believe he could become a frontline offensive lineman.
I mean, by all intents and purposes, this one was easy for me.
Okay.
He just had the best camp of any lineman in the history of the game. He just had the best camp. I just put the stats back up there.
What are those stats?
He's played the most snaps.
You're going to need a knee brace soon for
in
those
the
knees.
history
He's
of the
played
game.
the most. Dawand Jones.
I can't read that.
One of the most
read
dominant
it for you.
preseasons a rookie tackle has seen. 148 pass blocking snaps, no sacks, one quarterback
That is
kick.
amazing.
The most snaps played without a sack in the entire NFL this preseason. Linemen don't even get snaps like this. He had one of the most impressive preseasons I've seen. And on top of that, he's blessed to have somebody in front of him that's average at best that we just talked about. He's going to get the opportunity. DTR is sitting behind somebody that makes the most money,
Right.
guaranteed,
Yeah.
in the league. And if he plays well, the Browns will be a playoff team. When is he going to see that opportunity?
Right. That's not
And then Emoni Bates is playing behind Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, who are ball-dominant guards who pull up a lot. And
Yeah.
one of them averaged 30 points a game in the second-team All-NBA. That's kind of hard to come in and take 10 minutes like that.
I think DTR could have the longest career of all these guys. Like, I think he's going to be around a really long time. Not necessarily in Cleveland, but he's a guy that, you know, I think he's already shown he can play 10, 12 years in the NFL now. Feel free to pull that out on me if he's out of the league in 3 years.
Yeah.
But I just think, like, he's seasoned enough. He knows what he's doing. But I don't know he's going to be a star. So for the ramifications of the question, for the guidelines of the question, I would take Dawand Jones as well. I think he's going to have the quickest path to playing time. I agree. I think he will be on the field at some point this year just because of Jack Conklin's injury history at right tackle. I think Dawand's going to get his opportunities, and I didn't think that after the draft. I thought this is going to be a development year for him. DTR, we know the roadblock in front of him in Deshaun, but, you know, like I said, at some point maybe he goes to another city and gets another opportunity. But he's one of those guys who could be a career backup at worst, and I'm not even going to acknowledge the Emoni thing right now. I'm just not going there. So give me Dawand. But I do think DTR could have a long career in the NFL. I've really been impressed with him.
I'm not even like these guys are going to be here for a few years.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure Emoni Bates will be here in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like he might turn into a good player.
Right.
But there's just as good a chance, if not better, that he's cut in the next 2 years.
If you ask me who am I most excited to see play this year, it's Emoni Bates.
Well, you see,
Because here's the thing. We know what the competition level looks like with the Browns and those guys playing.
Yeah, right.
They earned that. Now, not to say that he didn't earn his hype, but now the biggest jump, football is different, right? When you go from a skill level, like from playing in football, NFL, yeah, you got to be big, fast, strong. All those guys are good, even from small schools, right? But when you get to the NBA, that's different. You seeing Paul George, then you seeing Durant, then you got LeBron, then you got Jokic, then you got come on, this is night after night after night after night. So I want to see what it looks like against that high of a challenge. So that's why I'm saying I'm more excited to see that.
by the way, have you seen the video of Jokic like dancing at some club? And where is he from?
Oh, I did see that, yeah.
And it looks so funny because
Yeah.
all these people are so short and he's like,
Yeah. He dances like I do.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, Mike, what's the follow-up on that you wanted?
So, a couple of things real quick. As far as your Njoku versus Kelsey question, 89% said Kelsey. It wasn't.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, come on, man. Like you ain't that
But
crazy.
that should have been 100%.
As far as which has the best chance to become a star, before I give you the second level, well, we initially asked the community tab, was of those three, DTR, Dawand, and Bates, and their results mirrored what you guys said. 64% went with Dawand.
By the way, you could have put Bo Naylor on that list.
Well, that's the second fold here.
Yeah.
DTR had 20%, Emoni Bates had 16%. If I included the options to go those three, Gavin Williams, Bo Naylor, and Tanner Bybee, any of those three, would that supplant Dawand Jones
All
as
of
who
them.
you think has a chance to be a legitimate star?
Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee, 100%
I mean,
over all three
that's
of
an
those guys.
unfair comparison, though, because those guys have played in the
Those guys
majors.
are starters.
Those guys have already proven it.
Like, it's like they are starting today.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not really a fair comparison. That's why I said Bo Naylor, because he hasn't played that much. But
Right.
I mean, Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee look like stars,
They're the best
potential stars already.
They're low-key the best people on their team.
They were two of the top prospects coming into the season,
Right,
as opposed to a fifth round, a fourth round, and
undrafted.
yeah, or second round.
Now let's do real quick before we wrap up here.
Yeah.
Percentage chance for each one. We'll start with Jones. Percentage chance you see him becoming a star in the national. And you could use stuff. Let's just say a Pro Bowl. Let's give it the Pro Bowl
A Pro
caliber
Okay.
offensive tackle. What
First,
percentage?
any player, even a first-round pick becoming a Pro Bowler is not that high a chance.
Right.
So I'm going to say for him, 8%.
That's what I swear to God. I was thinking 8%.
That's funny. See, great minds think alike.
G. Bush.
You know,
what say you?
I got more Kool-Aid than me.
Yeah.
25.
By the way, 8% is pretty high for a fifth. What was he, a fifth?
Fourth
Fourth-round pick.
Because-
I mean, what percentage of fourth-round picks become Pro Bowlers?
It's
Probably not high. Probably not 8%.
reason I got 25 is
Yeah.
50-50 per opposition that you play. Like, right? So
Yeah.
that 50%. And then if you play, I'm going to take that down a little bit more. If you are a player, you got an opportunity, to see if you can be a Pro Bowler. I'm going to go with 25%. I like his skills. I like his size. And the thing about when you're voting for Pro Bowlers, what people don't understand, you got to have the press. And shout out to everybody who this guy's awesome. He's
Right.
good. He had a steal in the fourth round, so his name is already out there. All he got to do is play well.
That's true. DTR?
Before we do that, I just looked, and this is a one draft class comparison, but 2021, so 2 years ago, 2 fourth-round picks from that class have made a Pro Bowl. Any idea who they are? I'll give you 30 seconds.
That's less than 8%, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's extra fourth-round picks because there's a lot of compensatory picks in that round, too.
In 2021?
Yeah, that's the year the Browns took James Hudson and Tommy Togiai in the fourth round. Neither of those two are the 2 Pro
No.
Bowlers. Little hint.
I have no idea. You guys?
I couldn't even venture a guess.
No.
Amon-Ra St. Brown
Oh, my God. What a steal. Wow.
and Ramondre Stevenson, who made a Pro Bowl
Two really
last
good
year.
players. Amon Ross
Should've known it was
Brown. My God, he is so
And
good.
the Browns took, I think they took,
What you just said, Hudson and Togiai.
And
but then they take Schwartz over him.
Oh, yeah, they took
Schwartz
Schwartz.
is a third-round pick.
Schwartz was taking like 30 picks before Amon Ross
90
Brown.
pick
Oh, my
91.
God.
The year before,
Yeah.
in 2020, I'm looking again. I only see no fourth-round picks or Pro Bowlers. the
Was
year
there
before.
no Pro Bowl in 2020 because of COVID?
That might be.
They
That might
would-
be it.
There was no game, but I think they picked the guys.
Well, I just mean have made a Pro Bowl in their careers to this
Oh,
point.
okay, so yeah. So
And I'm back to 2019 real quick.
Yeah.
Max Crosby was a fourth-round pick. He's made a Pro Bowl. C.J. Gardner-Johnson has made a Pro Bowl. The Browns took Tony Pollard made a Pro Bowl last year.
Yeah. He's making another.
Yeah. So those are 3.
So that's
in the last
5 guys in over a 3-year span. So out of about 100 guys,
no more because there's 45 picks of the compensatory. So
okay, so out of 120 guys,
Yeah.
about 5 made it. That's like 3%. So even our 8% is pretty generous.
yeah.
what's your percentage chance that DTR becomes a star?
Star,
2%.
0.1%. How many quarterbacks?
What about starting? How about this? The DTR becomes not like a fill-in starting quarterback, but
top
actually
25 starting
wins a
quarterback.
starting quarterback job in the NFL for a team that's not like Arizona right now,
Well-
officially attempting to tank.
The last time that happened, you got to go back and look what
Wasn't Romo a fifth-round pick?
I don't think Romo was drafted, was he?
Oh, he was undrafted. What was Dak? Is Dak a fourth round?
Dak was a fourth
Dak was a
rounder.
fourth-round
Kirk
pick.
Cousins, I think, was a fourth rounder.
Yep.
Correct.
And
Matt
then
Castle,
obviously Brady.
yeah.
Yeah, but Matt Castle was never really a starter.
Garoppolo.
Garoppolo. I don't know what round he
He
was.
was
I think he
Second
was
round.
third,
Third.
second or third. Most of the starters in the NFL were first and second round
Yeah,
picks.
you know what it is.
His odds of being a legitimate starter in the NFL, 8%.
G. Bush, real quick, because we got to do one more.
5.
What's your percentage?
Wow,
5.
even lower.
Jason?
2.
2.
And last but not least, we have 90 seconds before we wrap. Also, huge numbers again today. Shout out to you. I'm talking to you specifically, not the person next to you, for tuning in today.
Thanks,
Emoni
everybody.
Bates to become a starting 3 in the NBA. What percentage chance?
A starting 3? You don't have to be that good. You could be, I mean,
25.
The Cavs' current starting 3 isn't any good.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Strip
What should
become-
be the bar?
To become I would say like
Because it's really hard. I don't want to say all-star because there are some really, really good players who have never made an
all-stars.
all-star
He's
team.
never going to be an all-star.
So I would say 25% starting.
To become, how about a top 20
Top 23?
three player?
Okay.
I'll say 0.7%.
Oh, I'd go higher than that. I'll give him 5%.
Okay.
I got it at 10%.
So the most likely is G with Dawand Jones.
25%.
G's highest on all of them. Go figure.
No, he wasn't.
I was lower.
Wait.
DTR is
No,
5.
of the 3 of us.
Once you change DTR to just the top starter, I actually went to 8%, which was probably high. He's probably,
But in general, my optimism is higher at 25 to 8%. That's a lot. That's a lot of deviation.
if you said Dawand Jones a starter, I'd say like 90%.
Yeah.